Hello everyone.
Yeah, hi.
Good morning.
Good
Good
morning.
morning guys. Welcome to the session today. Hope you all can hear me. Am I audible?
Yes,
Okay, great. Great. Thanks for confirming. We have almost 35 plus students are here. Okay, so two sessions are going on at the same time, guys. So please be cooperate on this. So we are having our first demo on today. So that is data engineering with a Google Cloud platform. Hope you are able to hear me clearly. If you guys are facing any issues with an audio or video, please let me know. Okay, I have started my screen sharing as well. Hope you guys can see the screen. Okay, so let us start the session. And for today's, I would like to tell you about the agenda. I wanted to talk about what is data engineering, right? Some people do not know about what is data engineering, and they wanted to see what is the role of a data engineer and what a data engineer do every day. That means day-to-day activities of a data engineer I would like to talk about first. And after that, I would try to tell you about what is Google Cloud Platform, right? So I would try to introduce what is Google Cloud Platform and what are the benefits of using the Google Cloud Platform or the other cloud platforms, and what are the data engineering tools that are available for the GCP data engineering also we will see. Okay, so those two things we will see here. And after that, I'm going to talk about the detailed course curriculum. Okay, so a detailed course curriculum that I have divided into two things, that is cloud basics and data engineering tools. The cloud basics, what are the topics that we are going to cover, as well as the data engineering tools that we are going to cover. I am going to tell you one by one here. Okay, and finally, I'm going to talk about the course details, such as what are the timings, the how do we provide the material, and the recording sessions. Everything we are going to provide, and resume, all of those things. So that we will be covering in the course details. Okay, so these are the four topics that we are going to talk about today, guys. So the very first thing is what is data engineering, second thing about what is Google Cloud Platform, and the detailed course curriculum and course details. Okay, so I would talk about all of these things in the next few minutes, so please be patient. Don't ask me the questions about the course details in at beginning itself, and I'll be giving you all the details by the end of this session. You will be having a very good idea of what are all of these topics. So by the end of the session, you will get to know, okay, what is this data engineering and why this Google Cloud platform is very famous nowadays. You will be understanding all of these things. And the course curriculum also I will try to tell you. Okay, so let me gonna start with, before we jump on to the topics, I would like to introduce myself, guys. My name is Shaik Saidhul. I am currently working as a solution architect at Contech. I am also a consultant at Databricks. Okay, so I have completed my master's degree from National Institute of Technology, Tiruchirappalli. I have more than 8 years of experience into the data and AI field. I also teach Azure Data Engineering. I also teach the DevOps as well. I'm a trainer for the GCP Data Engineering also. I have completed my certifications in the GCP, Azure, and Databricks, Python, Terraform. I have done many certifications. These are a few certifications I would like to showcase. Okay, so this is all about me, guys. Okay, please mute yourself during the sessions. Okay, yeah, let us start with what is data engineering. Okay, so you might be seeing nowadays that data engineering is a very trending job. Very, very trending job. I'm telling you guys, GCP data engineer is one of the trending job, I would say. Okay, why I'm saying is that, so the current period, whatever we are in, right? So currently some of the layoffs are going on. If you go to some companies like HP or HCL or Accenture, or these are the companies that are doing the layoffs. Many companies, I would say, these are the common companies that I have told you. In many companies, the layoffs are going on. That means They are trying to remove few of the roles from the company so that they can get benefit in terms of the business. Okay, they can get handle all of those things. But during this layoff period also, for the GCP data engineer, people are getting a very good calls. During this period also, GCP data engineers are getting like a huge calls. Don't trust me, you just prepare your resume, put it in the Naukri. Just prepare a dummy resume and put it in the Naukri and wait for 2 days. I'm telling you, if you don't get the calls, don't attend this course. Okay, if you're not getting any call, if you're getting at least 3 calls, then only join this course. Okay, because even in the layoff period also, very trending role, that is GCP data engineer. Plenty of the companies are recruiting for the GCP data engineers. Okay, so the main agenda for this particular course is to provide you the necessary knowledge for the GCP data engineering so that you can go and comfortably work in the company. The main aim of this course is that one only, guys. So that the whatever the knowledge that is required for you to comfortably work in the company, we are going to provide, whether in terms of the projects, whether in terms of the knowledge, whether in terms of the lab sessions, or whatever it. If you wanted to crack the interviews, everything is a full package for this course. I am going to talk about each and everything in the session today. Okay, so let us start with the what is data engineering. So to start with, what is data engineering? So you may be having the data that is coming from the different applications, right? So the data may generated at an application. For example, look at you are using the Flipkart application every day to order some kind of a products, right? Whenever you interact with an application, the data get generated at the application end. The data gets generated at the application end. So when the data is there, so you have the data that is coming from some applications. You may be having the data that is coming from some file formats, maybe the CSV file or a JSON file or a Parquet file or any other file format. Or you may be getting the data from some databases such as SQL Server database or MySQL database, or some other databases such as PostgreSQL and all. So you also have a data that is coming from the databases also, and the data may also coming from some IoT devices such as sensor devices and all, right? So we have a multiple data sources the data is coming from, right? These are all, I usually call it as data sources. The data where it is generated or where it is coming from. It can come from the application or a file format or a databases or a IoT devices. What is our agenda is that we wanted to extract this data. We wanted to extract the data and load it to the data lake. We wanted to store this data into the data lake, guys. So this is where we call it as a storing. So what we call it as, we are going to store this data into the data lake. What is the main purpose of we wanted to worry about the data? Why is this data is very much important for us? If you ask me, assume that if you have this data, what the business users think is that if you try to understand this data properly, if you try to understand this data properly, okay, that means when you analyze the data properly, this data will give you some kind of insights. This data will give you some kind of insights. These insights are very useful for the business improvement. These insights are very useful for the business improvement. So that is the reason each and every company nowadays are recruiting the data engineers, whether it is a startup company, whether it is a product based company. Every product nowadays having a data engineers because they wanted to understand the business properly. If they understand the business properly, they get some kind of a insights. Those insights are very much useful for the decision makers to take a proper decision so that their business gets improved, so that their business gets improved. So this is what is we can call it as, guys. Okay, so the main thing is that whenever you are having a data coming from multiple data sources, you try to understand this data, you try to analyze this data, and you get some kind of a insights, and so that your business gets improved by taking a proper decision on top of it. Okay, so this is what, to do all of these things, if I wanted to analyze my data, or if I wanted to understand my data, I need to have the data in a single location, isn't it? If I wanted to analyze the data or understand the data, I need to have the data in a single location. So that is the reason we extract the data from these multiple data sources and we put it into the data lake. A data lake is a large repository, a scalable system which stores the data in the raw format. Which stores the data in the raw format. We will see what is data lake in our upcoming sessions, but you try to understand, we are going to store the entire data into the data lake. Once we have the data in the data lake, can we use this data for the analysis directly? Can anyone tell me, sir, can we use this raw data directly for the analysis? Can we use this raw data directly for the analysis? Yes. So because it is a raw data, we cannot use it for the analysis directly, because this raw data may have some kind of a problems, issues. What are those problems, sir? It may have a duplicates, right? It may have some kind of a duplicates, or it may have some kind of a null values. It may have unnecessary data. Okay, it may have additional columns which are not required. Okay, it may have some other problems also. Okay, so these many problems will be having in the raw data. So when that raw data having this many problems such as duplicates, null values, unnecessary data, and additional columns, extra columns are problems, these many problems if you have, you can't use this data directly for the analysis. Okay, you can't use this data directly for the analysis. So that is the reason, what in the company will people do is that, sorry, what in the people do is that they try to process this data. What they do it, guys, they try to process this data. So they're gonna do the data processing. What is this data processing? So now we know that the raw data is having a lot of problems. So that is the reason we clean the data, we process the data, we enrich the data. Okay, we enrich the data so that it will be in a proper cleaned format. Okay, now once the data is properly cleaned, we are going to use multiple tools here for the data processing, guys. Some people use Spark technology, some people use Spark framework, some people use SQL framework, some people use Beam frameworks. Multiple frameworks are there, multiple tools are there to do the data processing. Okay, I will name it in a few minutes, but try to look at it here. What is mean by cleaning? Cleaning is nothing but preparing. Cleaning is nothing but preparing the data for the analysis. Data preparation or data processing, all of these are same thing, where you clean the data properly. Okay, it may removing the duplicates, handling the null values, removing the unnecessary columns or additional data. All of these things comes into the picture. Once that is done, we are going to send this data to the data warehouse for storing and analysis purpose. For storing and analysis purpose. So this is where you do the analysis with the help of a language called SQL. That is because all the data warehouses comes up with a built-in query engine which is capable of running the SQL queries, which is capable of running the SQL queries. So with the help of the SQL, you are going to do the analysis. That is nothing but, sir, I wanted to find the top 10 products in the last month which are sold high. According to the sales, I would like to find the top 10 products. According to the sales, I would like to know who is the best customer to us. So I would like to do some kind of analysis so that it would be really helpful for me. If I know the top 10 products in the next month, I would try to put a lot of inventory for those products, because I know that those products are getting sold high, so that in the next month I put those products inventories more. Okay, so that I I can sold even more items also. Okay, so such kind of a decisions, if you wanted to take it, you need to do the analysis. That analysis can be done in the data warehouses. Once you do a analysis, the data will be there in the table format only. So that tabular format will be the very much useful for the downstream, such as BI or the machine learning or the data scientist or the business decision makers. Okay, BI for visualizing the data, they may create some kind of a reports or dashboards on top of it, or they can also create some kind of a machine learning, or some data scientist can utilize this data directly for the future trends purpose, and some business groups can take the decisions on top of this data. Okay, all of these things come into the picture, guys. So this is what we call as the data engineering. In a data engineering, you will be having the data sources, you will be having the data downstream or data sink. So you extract the data. So this is what we call as a ingestion. You extract the data and ingest it into the data lakes, and you clean the data, you extract here again, extract it, transform it, load it to the data warehouses. And during the transformation, we are cleaning the data, we are enriching the data, and we are analyzing the data in the warehouses. Those analysis data can be used for the BI for reporting and machine learning and data scientists and business groups. And during this process, we also ensure that the data is governed properly. That means the data is complete and accurate throughout the platform. For that, we are also taking care of the data governance and monitoring. Data governance and monitoring will ensure that the data is complete and accurate throughout this entire process, and it is monitored properly, because we are not doing it in a manual process. Everything is a pipeline. This entire thing is a pipeline. So companies will create a multiple pipelines. In our upcoming sessions, we are going to see how do we create a pipelines. Usually these pipelines are called as data pipelines, because data engineers are very lazy and we wanted to automate the process. We don't want it to do the things manually. Okay, manual things take a lot of time, lot of effort, lot of money. So that's the reason we create a pipeline which should be monitored all the time also. Okay, so that's the reason data governance comes into the picture to complete for the data completeness and data accuracy, and monitoring the pipelines and systems so that if something goes wrong, we are going to act upon it as soon as possible. Okay, this entire architecture, whatever I have shown, is nothing but a data engineering, guys. Okay, so in a definition point of view, if I wanted to tell you what is data engineering, a data engineering is a process of collecting the data, organizing the data, preparing the large amounts of the data so that it can be used for the analysis purpose. Very simple, I am telling you. A data engineering is a process of collecting the data, organizing the data, preparing the large amounts of the data so that we can use it for the analysis purpose. During this process, as I told you, it may involve designing and building the systems and pipelines and infrastructure that allows us to capture the data, store the data, process the data efficiently and automatically. Automatically we wanted to do it, we don't want it to do the things manually, right? So this, during this data engineering process, we wanted to create a pipeline or a system or an infrastructure that allows us to do this data engineering activities. What are these data engineering activities? Storing the data, extracting the data is a data engineering activity, isn't it? What is the role of a data engineer? If I have to say, data engineer is going to work on all of these data engineering activities. right? He is going to work on day-to-day data engineering activities. What are those data engineering activities? If you ask me, he may work on the data ingestion. First thing, he may work on the data ingestion. That means capturing the data from some source and ingesting it into some layer, storage layer. So that is what I call as a data ingestion. Next thing is that he is going to work on the data storage and management. So he need to find a solution to store the data, because that solution has to be scalable, and it should be comes up with the access control policy, and it should also comes up with the data security and protection. So such kind of a tool, according to the requirement, we need to find a solution for data storage, and we need to do the management, nothing but access control. Okay, we need to provide the access to the necessary people. So data storage and management is also one of the important activity for the data engineers to do every day. And the third one is data processing. As I told you, data processing is something that we are planning to process the data to remove the duplicates, enriching the data, remove the unnecessary columns and additional data, and we also handle the null values here. Data processing is also very much important, everyone. Okay, most of your time spends on this one only, guys. Data processing pipelines, nothing but data pipelines, we call it as. Most of your time, I would say 70% of your time spends, you are going to spend on here only. And the next one is data quality and governance. As I told you, we need to ensure that whatever the data that we are dealing with, it is accurate and complete throughout the system, right? So that's the reason the data quality is very much important for the end users. So whenever I am connecting with some client, I give a confidence to my client saying that my data is the data that I are dealing with is this much amount of accurate. Okay, we do not have any issues with the data. So such a kind of a confidence we have to give it to the customers, because if the data that is quality, then the results are also very good. If the data itself it is having the issues, the results, that means whatever the decisions that you are taking, it will be not correct. So that is what the business thinks. So data has to be accurate, so that there are whatever the decisions they are taking, right, it will be accurate. Okay, so that is what. And we need to create the data pipelines. As I told you, we don't want it to do the things manually. Manual things take a lot of effort, lot of time. Instead, we are going to create the data pipelines. And performance optimization, very very important aspect. Even when you are going for an interview also, without a performance optimization question, there won't be any interview. Okay, very important. Even we are working as a data engineer also, for sure performance optimization techniques are very much important. Focus on this one. In our upcoming sessions, we are going to see how do you do the PySpark optimization, how do we do the SQL optimization, all of those things we are going to see. Okay, performance optimization, optimizing your code or your query so that it is running in an optimized fashion. Okay, it should be running in an optimized fashion. Otherwise, it may take, I can write a code, it can take days to run. Or similarly, I can write a code which can take only few seconds to run. So both are there. The only thing is that you have to take care of it. And the next thing is that, as I told you, monitoring and maintenance. Whatever the systems that you have created, whatever the pipelines that you have created, it has to be properly monitored, properly maintained, upgraded. The versions has to be changed according to the business, according to the requirement of that particular tool. Okay, so this is what monitoring and maintenance. So this is what is a data engineer do every day, guys. So one data engineer may work on one of these activity, data ingestion. One data engineer may work on the data processing. One data engineer may work on the data pipelines. One guy working on this one guy working on this one. So it's not that you are going to work on all of these activities. You may be working on any of one or two aspects of these points, but we are going to cover all of these tools, okay, in our upcoming sessions. So this is what is data engineering, everyone. Hope you guys got some idea. Okay, if you guys are with me, can you say yes or no? uh if you guys are already able to hear me, if you guys say yes or no. Okay, great. Great.
Yeah,
Thank you guys for confirming. Yes, please. Yes, I would like to. Yeah, I would like to come to this point. So, sir, we are having, when I say a data lake, sir, can you tell me what are these data lake examples? Okay, what we can use it for the data lake? Sir, when you say data processing, can you tell me what are the frameworks that we can use it for the data processing? And similarly, the data warehousing, sir. So, can you give some idea so that we can just get some kind of an idea on this one? So when I say data lake, you guys can use GCS, Google Cloud Storage. I'd come from the traditional systems, HDFS. And in the cloud, you have a GCS, ADLS, and you also have in the AWS if you go S3. These are all the same systems I'm going to tell you guys. All these systems are going to be storing the data in a distributed fashion. Okay, HDFS, Google Cloud Storage, Azure Data Lake System, S3 bucket, simple storage. Okay, so these are all the data lakes considered as a data lakes, which are scalable systems, and it can be a data lake, or it sometimes earlier people used to call it as staging area. Any storage layer, staging area, or any storage layer, you can consider that as a data lake. Okay, some people also call it as a staging area or storage layer, anything. But my way of telling you, the traditional the modern tools that are using for the data lake is ADLS, sorry, ADLS, GCS, and S3 and HDFS. So these are the tools. And what we are going to cover in our upcoming sessions, if you ask me, we are going to cover GCS, okay, because that is what is Google Cloud Platform. So these are the tools for the data lakes. Similarly, if you ask me the same thing for the data processing, multiple tools are there for the data processing. You can do the data processing with SQL, and you can do the data processing with Python, and you can also do the data processing with PySpark. So these many three tools are there. I mean, these are the coding languages, I would say. The tools, when I talk about it, if you ask me about the tools, so there are multiple tools are there to do the data processing. And that, when it comes to that, we can use data proc, we can use data bricks also, we can use a data flow, we can use, if I go to the Amazon map reduce, okay, yeah, map reduce, elastic map reduce, we usually call it as. And we can also go for Azure data bricks, I told you, right? So that is also there. And we can also use ADF. Okay, these many tools are there, many other tools are also there. Okay, these are all called as ETL tools, which are used for the data processing. Some use, okay, you can also, I would also tell you about data fusion. Okay, so you can also use Airflow also sometimes for the data processing, some people use it. Okay, so this is how. So a data processing is nothing but enriching the data that can be done only with the programming languages or user interface. Some uses, most of the data processing tools use the coding languages. Okay, those coding are SQL, Python, PySpark, and these are the tools that are utilized for data processing. And similarly, for the data warehousing, you can use Hive, the traditional system Hive, and you have BigQuery, which is very, very famous, everyone, and Redshift, Synapse, and I think you can use Snowflake also. These are all the data warehouse tools. Okay, so these are the multiple data warehouse tools, I would say, to give you some idea only, guys. To give you some idea, I'm just telling you. So for data lake, data processing, and data warehouse. Okay, if you learn any of one tool, that's more than enough. So for example, here you need to know the basics of the data lake. You need to know what is a data lake, and you learn any of one tool, that is more than enough. Don't waste your time learning all of these things, because all these are similar tools. If you're learning the GCS, if I put you to work on the S3, you can able to easily work on it. Hardly 1 hour or 2 hours you just struggle, because to work with that interface will only be the change, but the concepts are same everywhere. And similarly here also, you learn these programming languages and you can work any of these systems. You can work any of these systems. So that is what is idea. So I don't want you to make a one I don't want you to make one a specific data engineer. I want you to become a generalized data engineer, so that tomorrow maybe you are learning the GCP today, so that I generalize the statements. Tomorrow you can work on any other platform. Tomorrow some other cloud platform come into the picture and there will be a trending jobs. You can go and work comfortably there, because our agenda is to not to learn about the specifics of the tool. We wanted to learn the data engineering. Okay, we wanted to learn the data engineering. How do we do the data processing? We wanted to learn. Okay, so if I learn these coding languages to work with data processing, so that I can work on any of these things. Similarly, data warehousing concepts, we will learn it. How do we do the data warehousing? We will learn it, and then we will focus on this. So if you learn any of these tools, so you can able to work. Tomorrow if I ask you to work on Snowflake, for sure you are going to work on it. Okay, so maybe you will spend little bit time struggling, but after that you can easily work, because you know the BigQuery, which works exactly as a data warehouse, and Snowflake is also a data warehouse. So don't worry about the tools, focus on the knowledge, focus on that concept. The concept is Snowflake, Redshift, BigQuery, all are comes under the data warehouse. I learn the data warehouse so that I can work on any of these tools, right? So that is what is we are going to focus on today in our upcoming session. Hope you guys have seen it. Mm, correct. That's actually one way of looking it. Okay, that is one way of looking it. But how companies are manages it, I'll tell you. Maybe because people don't want it to duplicate the data. Some people go with the external tables. Okay, so yeah, so that's I would like to tell you in upcoming sessions, because it will be a difficult. I mean, some people get confused about that if I talk about it. But to give you, some people don't want it to duplicate it, so they create some kind of external things. Okay, yeah, yeah. Yes, well, yes, 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 PySpark. Correct, correct. Of course, correct. No, no, no. Inside the data proc, you are going to create a pipeline, right? So that pipeline comprises of these programming languages, right? So if I create a data flow, and the data flow is built on Python with Apache Beam, again the same thing. Data Fusion is a UI. Don't worry about it. Airflow again Python. EMR again PySpark and Python and SQL. Okay, ADF is a UI again. So it depends on that. Yeah, that I'll tell you. Be correct, correct. Okay. So this is what is data engineering, everyone. Now I would like to tell you about what is Google Cloud Platform. Right? I would like to tell you about what is Google Cloud Platform, so that I don't want you to be I mean, some people does not know about the cloud itself. I wanted to give a very good understanding of what is cloud, so that you should not scare about the cloud, because everything is moving to the cloud nowadays. Sir, I would like to learn the cloud, but I am not getting the good platform to learn it. I'm going to tell you that cloud is very simple. I'll try to tell you. Assume that you might have heard about GCP, okay, or you might have heard about AWS. You might have heard about Azure, or you might have heard about the Alibaba, you might have heard about some other IBM cloud, whatever it is. So these are all the cloud platforms. See, this is one cloud platform, this is one cloud platform, this is one cloud platform. Think them as like a restaurants. Think them like a restaurants. So what the restaurants do? In a restaurant, they provide you the food for you. They provide you the food so that you can eat that food, and you can pay for whatever the food that you have eaten. So you don't have to cook your food on your own. So if you cook your food, you need a lot of things. Yes or no? If you wanted to cook your food, you need a lot. If you wanted to prepare your food, So you need a lot of things, such as you need the utensils, you need the raw material, you need the vegetables, rice, everything. And that after that you need to know how to prepare the food also, that means the cooking skills. And after that you need to, again, once after the everything is done, you have to eat it and you have to clean this. So this entire activity is there, that I don't want it to take care of it. What I do is that I go to straight away go to the restaurant. I can order the food, or I can just rent the food for some time, and then I can eat it, and I will pay whatever the amount of money for that particular food. So in the similar fashion, the cloud platforms also work, guys. In the similar fashion, the cloud platforms also work. The cloud platforms, these are the three leading cloud platforms: GCP, AWS, and Azure. They provide you the cloud computing services. So the restaurants provide you the food. Similarly, what these cloud tools provide you is that they provide you the cloud computing services. These cloud computing services, which are very useful for the organizations, very useful for the organizations to build the application. Okay, they can build the application, deploy the application, scale the applications. So they can build some application, deploy it, and scale it, and they can store the data, process the data, transform the data, and analyze the data, and visualize the data. Okay, so this is what. For machine learning people, it could be creating a machine learning models, and a platform to create the machine learning models, and a platform to store this machine learning models as artifacts, and utilizing, deploying them. So all of these things. And for the networking, they wanted to create some networking components such as VPCs, subnets. So whatever you wanted to do it, so if you wanted to do it on your own, it is going to take a lot of effort and lot of time. Instead, they are going to provide you the a specific tools in the Google Cloud Platform or AWS or Azure. So they provide you these services. So what are these services? So if you wanted to build some application, okay, so maybe if you wanted to do it without the cloud platform, you have to buy a lot of machinery, and you have to create a cluster of those machinery. And after that, you need to create the virtual machines. And on top of that, you need to run the code. That's where your application is deployed. See, you are spending a lot of time purchasing the hardware and delivering the hardware, and you are making it a one single machine, and you are creating a virtual machines or containers on top of it, and you are going to store the data. So you are going to create an application by running the code. So this is what. Similarly, to give you a data engineering example, so assume that if you wanted to store some 100 GB of the data, assume that I give you some 100 terabytes of the data. Can you tell me, without the cloud platform, how do you store it? So what is the first thing that we need to? I am going to give you a question, guys. I would like you to answer it, that if I give you some 100 terabytes of the data, what you guys will do to store this data without the cloud? So you, yes. So you may need some, yes. Tell me, guys. Correct. So you may need to have some kind of a hard disk, or maybe some laptop, maybe some server, maybe some cluster, or maybe some machine, whatever it is. But if you need all of these things, you need to first purchase it, and you need to arrange it, and you need to then, for example, if it is some machine, you need to have install some operating system and install some libraries, modules. Then only you can store the data, isn't it? Then only you can store the data. So if you wanted to store the data, you need to do all of these things. Okay, see, doing all of these things, not only the effort taking, a money taking, effort, and lot of money, lot of effort, lot of time also we are going to take it. So the problems here is that you, it gonna take lot of effort. It's going to take lot of money and lot of time. See, which are very very valuable things that we are spending a lot of these things to store some 100 terabytes of the data. We need to purchase the machines, we need to arrange those machines properly, connect it together and deliver it to that some location. And after that we need to install some operating system, install some libraries, install some kind of a tools, and after that we need to store the data. For storing 100 terabytes of the data, this much of amount of effort, for purchasing a lot of money spending, and to do these activities we are spending a lot of time. Instead, what the cloud platforms give us is that, I told you, right, one of the tool is GCS. Okay, so you go to GCS and directly store the data here. So hardly you might have spent here weeks to do this one, to store the data, because for purchasing everything you spend hardly, you spent a lot of you spent a weeks here and lot of money here, but it is hardly like 1 hour. Hardly 1 hour. It is not even 1 hour, but to give you time, so 1 hour I would say. Hardly 1 hour. You just spend 5 minutes or 10 minutes only to store the data. Okay, so that is what the Google Cloud platforms or other cloud platforms doing the benefit to you. So you don't need to manage anything. Okay, sir, I wanted to eat food. You don't have to prepare it. You don't need to buy the raw material. You don't need to buy the stove. You don't need to worry about how to cook the food. You don't need to worry about all of those things. You just go and your intention is to eat the food. So if you wanted to eat it, go to the restaurant and order it and have it and pay for whatever use. The similar things, if you wanted to store it, you don't need to do all of these activities. Instead, you can just go to the cloud platforms and just store the data. Okay, so this is what is this service? This is called as cloud computing service. That is called as cloud computing service. So such a kind of a services that the cloud platforms provide you. So what are these things? GCP, AWS and Azure, these are the cloud providers. What they want, sir? They are the leading cloud providers. What they provide us the cloud computing services. So if I wanted to store the data, I have a separate service for me to store it. For processing, for analyzing, for transforming, for visualizing, I have a specific tools for doing all of my data engineering activities. So for doing all of my data engineering activities, I don't need to do anything. I just go to the Google Cloud platform and work with those tools. Okay, so that is what is cloud providers, guys. One of such cloud provider is a Google Cloud platform, and Google Cloud platform is offered by the Google itself. Google Cloud platform is a suite of cloud computing services provided by the Google. Okay, Google Cloud platform is a suite of cloud computing services provided by the Google that offers a range of products and solutions. As I told you, nothing but the services to help the organizations to build the application, deploy the application, scale the applications and services in the cloud. That is what is the definition I just told you. Right. Google Cloud Platform is a leading cloud provider that provides you the cloud computing services which are very useful for the organizations to build the application, deploy the application, scale the application. Okay, so if you wanted to store the data, you don't do anything. You straight away go to the Google Cloud Storage. If you wanted to analyze the data, you don't have to do any setup. You don't need to create a cluster also. Okay, for creating the cluster, you need to buy a machinery. Again, you need to convert them networking properties. Instead, you go to the Google Cloud platform and select the data proc, and it creates a cluster for you. Okay, so that is what. So such a kind of a cloud computing services are provided by the Google Cloud platform. Nothing but you are renting the resources, guys. Okay, you're just renting the resources, and those resources, how much computation you are using, you are going to pay the cost. So pay as you go model. So how much amount of resources you are using, you are going to pay for that. So that is what we call as a pay as you go model. Okay, so GCP provides you the services highly reliable, secure, and scalable infrastructure, which enables businesses to leverage the global network of data centers. And even in India, also we have two data centers. In Mumbai, we have one data center for the GCP, and in Delhi also we have. So two data centers, two regions are there. So that is Mumbai and Delhi also we have it. Okay, in India, I would say. Okay, so this is all about the Google Cloud Platform, guys. Very simple. It provides you the cloud computing services. Sir, can you tell me what are those services? Sir, can you tell me what are those services? If you ask me, sir, Google Cloud Platform provides you these many services. Plenty of services it is going to provide you: compute services, identity and security services, management tools, networking services, big data services, storage and database services, and machine learning services. All of these services, and you can see here plenty of services inside it. This is category, and inside each category for storage, and so this many services it is providing you. And we are going to focus on big data and storage and database services. So we wanted to become a data engineer, so that's the reason we are going to focus on these two services. Sir, can you tell me the course curriculum so that we get a very good understanding of these things? So let us look at the course curriculum, guys. So I have divided our course curriculum into two things, two parts. Okay, our entire course curriculum is divided into two parts, guys. First part is cloud basics. These basics are common throughout all the cloud platforms. If you are learning these basics, it is same. I am telling in the GCP, but it is same in AWS, in same in Azure also. Okay, so that is one thing. And the second thing is that we wanted to become a data engineer, so we need to learn about the data engineering tools. So I'm going to tell about what are the cloud basics that we are going to cover and what are the data engineering tools we are going to cover. Let us see. Okay, let me gonna tell you here. The cloud basics. When it comes to the cloud basics, I'm going to talk about the cloud overview. So tomorrow onwards, we are going to see why we need the cloud platform and what is the difference between the on-premises and cloud. So I would like to tell you that I want you guys to appreciate the technology of the cloud. So that is the reason I wanted to tell you how people were working in the on-premises traditional architecture or traditional processes. And then I will tell you how people are working in the cloud so that you appreciate the technology. So that is our first topic from tomorrow onwards: why we need the cloud platform and what is the difference between the on-premises versus cloud, and you are going to appreciate it. And after that, what is Google Cloud Platform? In this one, I'm going to talk about the introduction, why we learn the GCP, opportunities and certifications. Okay, and in the third layer we are going to talk about the interfaces. So if one data engineer is there, he wanted to work in the Google Cloud Platform, so he can work via console, he can also work via cloud shell, he can also work via cloud SDK. So if they wanted to work on a different interface methods, so these are the three ones: console, cloud shell and cloud SDK. And after that console walkthrough, so here I am going to tell you the free trial account creation, guys. So we are going to do everything. See, I'm going to show you my account. Okay, so I have just created recently only. So if I go to the Google Cloud Platform, so this is how our Google Cloud Platform looks like, guys. I have created my account recently only. So this is a free trial account. Google Cloud Platform provides you. See here, we are in a free trial. So they provide you almost 25,000 rupees for next 3 months. Okay, so I will tell you how do we create a free trial account so that you guys can create it and we can do all the implementation however we are doing in the company. So tomorrow if you wanted to work in the company, you need to have a prior knowledge. That entire knowledge we are going to cover it here itself, guys. So all the things, all the implementation, lab sessions, practicals, everything that we are going to do in the Google Cloud Platform only. So I will tell you how do we create a free trial account. It is of 90 days. Free trial account is of 90 days. I have completed my 8 days, so that's the reason. So I will tell you how to create this free trial account. This is for 90 days validity, and almost $300 they will give you, nothing but 25,000 rupees. So even for 3 to 4 persons working on the same, they will not be able to burn the entire amount. So that is an advantage. Okay, so that is one thing. Even though 3 to 4 persons working on the same free trial account also, they cannot be able to complete the $300, okay, within 3 months. That is one thing. And this account I'm going to tell you how do we create it in our upcoming sessions, so that we are going to do all the lab sessions, practicals, implementations, pipelines, case studies, everything we are going to see here only. I'll give you the assignments also, you have to complete it there only, because that is our main platform to work with. Okay, so that is what. And project setup, how do we set up the project in the console, and how do we enable the billing and API, we will be covering here. Okay, so once I tell you how to create an account, I'll tell you about project creation and enabling all of these things. Okay, that is what. And I would like to talk about the GCP locations. What is the region, what is the zone, what is the selection criteria and importance. So whenever you deploying one service, right, very important is that you need to select a proper region and zone. Okay, if you are not selecting a proper region and zone, so it affects your cost, and it affects the geographic location, it affects the performance of your application also. So that's the reason we need to select a proper location, and we will see how do we select it and selection criteria in the GCP locations concept. And after that, I am an admin, which is a very very important in Google Cloud Platform. Whatever the access control you wanted to provide it to your team or your members, right, you have to go to the IAM. So the entire access control is taken care of only here, guys. Very very important service. I am telling you, when you are say I worked on Google Cloud Platform or Azure or AWS, they're going to ask you, because it is same in almost all the cloud platforms. These same, guys, this is it is same in almost all the cloud platform, there isn't any difference. Okay, so this is for sure they are going to ask the questions here. IAM, how do you provide the access control in the Google Cloud Platform? You say IAM, we are using the IAM is nothing but identity access management, and with the help of that we provide the access to the multiple people via role. So what is this? We provide the access to the identities via the roles. So what is a role, what is an identity, what is a policy, what is resource hierarchy, we are going to cover all the things here, guys. Okay, so these are our cloud basics. Total 6 modules are there. We are going to first cover these 6 modules. Cloud overview, GCP introduction, GCP interfaces, console walkthrough, GCP locations, IAM and admin concepts. Once this is covered, that's where we are entering into the data engineering tools. Data engineering tools. I would like to start with the storage and database services. So according to the data is divided into or categorized into unstructured data, semi-structured data, structured data. To work with unstructured data, we are covering the GCS. To work with semi-structured data, we are covering the big table. We are and for OLTP system in the structured, we are covering the Cloud SQL. For OLAP, we are covering the BigQuery. So total 4 services we are covering: 1, 2, 3, 4. So total 4 services here we are covering. Okay, one is Google Cloud Storage for unstructured data. For semi-structured data, for NoSQL databases, you can go for the big table. For structured OLTP, you can go for the Cloud SQL. For structured warehouse activities, you can go for the BigQuery. Okay, these 4 services we are going to cover. Don't worry about it. We are going to see in detail in all of these things in our upcoming sessions, just to tell you what services we are covering. And after that, data pipelines. For Spark and Hadoop pipelines, you are using the Dataproc. For Beam pipelines, we are using the Dataflow. For cloud, code-free, nothing but the user interface pipelines, we are using the Data Fusion. And workflow orchestration tools, Airflow. And the Lakehouse, we are covering the data lakehouse workflows and everything. We are covering the Databricks also. From the last batch onwards, we started teaching the Databricks, guys. So Databricks is also covered. Okay, so this is what. So data pipelines, if you wanted to create it, you can create. So all of these things we are learning. We are learning the Dataproc, we are learning the data flow, data fusion, Databricks, and Airflow. Whatever I have highlighted except this data fusion, 1, 2, 3, 4, these are all very 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 much important, guys. I'm telling you, if you are learning these tools, I'm telling you, whether you are a GCP data engineer, whether AWS tomorrow, whether some other cloud platform tomorrow which is trending, you can go and work comfortably. There isn't any problem, because these are very very important tools, I would say. Other than that, there isn't any tools which are trending. People are not using any other tools also. These are the things that you are going to learn. I am going to teach you. So Dataproc for Spark and Hadoop pipelines, Beam pipelines data flow. Nowadays, people are using the Apache Beam, so I'm going to cover Apache Beam. Very few people teach the Apache Beam with the data flow, so I'm going to teach you guys. Very much important. Very few people know about this one also. Those who are having the Apache Beam with the data flow, they are in. They get a very good job. And Lakehouse, Databricks we are covering, and Airflow also we are covering. So here also 5 services. And again, streaming data tools, PubSub, event-based solution, cloud functions, and infrastructure provisioning, Terraform. Okay, so we are covering the PubSub, we are covering the cloud functions, we are covering the Terraform. So Terraform is an added advantage for you that some of the data engineers nowadays using the Terraform. So I wanted to give you. So one of the person who got the job, I would like to tell you guys almost 96% got the job as of my knowledge in the last 8 months. In the last 8 months from this course, 96% got the job, and their recommendation is, sir, we are using the Terraform. Some of the people have told me, sir, we are using the Terraform, so you should at least cover some session on the Terraform so that it will be useful for the data engineers. So that's the reason they have all told me, and that's the same thing 3 months 4 months back they told me about the cloud functions we are covering. Earlier I was not covering the cloud functions and Terraform, so that's the reason I have added these 2 topics also. And when it comes to the programming, Linux basics, Python and PySpark and Apache Beam, very important. Other than this one, only SQL is there. SQL is the prerequisite, guys. I want you guys to learn the basics of the SQL. Basics of the SQL is on you. You have to learn it. All other things like Linux, Python, PySpark, and Apache Beam, I am going to cover in the sessions. I'm going to cover in the sessions Linux, Python, PySpark, and Apache Beam. Okay, so this is all about. Let me gonna show you how we are going to cover. So this is our notes, guys. I'm going to show you. I'm going to share you this notes only with you guys. So this is our. Are you guys able to clearly hear me? Or any lag or anything happening? Can you guys confirm once? Yes or no?
Yes, clear, sir.
Okay, great.
Yes, yes.
Okay, great. So I'm gonna show you. This is the notes that I'm going to share it with you guys. Everything in one notes. I'm telling you, this course I've been teaching from the last 1.5 year, and I have made this course to the fullest so that whoever is attending this course, they are going to get a fruitful things. They can crack the job easily. That is first idea. The second thing is that work comfortable in the company. Second, so this is the two aim for this course. So the cloud basics, a detailed course curriculum is here. Okay, and a detailed course curriculum, I think I have not copied and pasted here, but let me gonna show you. Sorry, I think 1 minute, guys. I have a PDF for that. Okay, let me gonna show you the PDF so that it's easy. Okay, here it is. So I think you might have got this PDF, or if you are not able to get it also, I will tell you guys. So here it is, guys. So Google data engineering training with the real world projects and case studies. So the role is this one and everything. So my name is Shaik Saidhul, you already know. So cloud basics, GCP introduction, interfaces, locations, right? So whatever I have named it, and Linux Cloud Basics and Python for data engineers. Specifically, we are covering the Python for data engineers, guys, because you don't find what amount of knowledge required for Python for the data engineers. So that's the reason I have specially designed this course. It takes almost 7 to 8 hours for the Python for data engineers. And after that, we are covering, okay, so GCP data engineering tools, cloud storage, cloud SQL, nothing but GCS and cloud SQL, BigQuery, Dataproc. We're covering the PySpark here. Sorry. Here we have the data bricks. I told you, right? We are deploying the data bricks on top of the Google Cloud platform. Nowadays, even I worked for the Databricks. So I think I might have told you or not. So I work for Databricks, guys. I'm a consultant at Databricks itself. We create we deploy the Databricks on AWS, Azure, and GCP also. And most of the clients who are using the Databricks nowadays deploying it on top of a Google Cloud platform, because Google Cloud platform is very cheap. And we are learning the architecture, setting up the administrating and all of these things here. Okay, and Delta Lake, what is Delta Lake? Databricks Unity Catalog, notebooks, ETLs, optimizations, incremental data processing, Delta Live tables, case studies, and one more thing, autoloader is completed. Incremental data loading is nothing but autoloader. So that is also we are covering. All the concepts we are covering, nothing is left here in the Databricks also. And the data flow I told you, Apache Beam, all of these things. And PubSub and Cloud Composer, nothing but a Airflow, Data Fusion, Cloud Functions, Terraform. By the end of this course, what you can expect the PySpark development skills, Apache Beam development, and DAC creations, notebooks, workflows, and everything you can able to create work comfortably in the Databricks. You can think about architecture planning. You can also see how you can able to plan the architecture if some requirement comes into you as a data engineer, and certification readiness. Okay, so all of these things are for you guys. Look at this course curriculum. I'm going to paste this in the chat also, guys. Okay, I will share this course curriculum in the chat also. So that is what, so all of these concepts that we are covering. So here is our notebook. So it looks like this, guys. So we will be covering the cloud basics, everything here in the notes only, guys. So cloud basics, so material itself, it is a material, and account creation video also I have pasted here. How do we install the SDK, the Linux basics. Google Cloud Storage. What is Google Cloud Storage? How do we create the bucket? And how do we create the bucket using the console and Cloud Shell? And what is Cloud SQL? Connecting it to the Cloud SQL. Data migration project in the Cloud SQL, guys. In the Cloud SQL, we are covering the database migration project. And MySQL, sample data and assignment here. Every service has an assignments. If you look at here in the Google Cloud Storage, also you have assignments. In the Cloud SQL, also you have the assignments. And we will be having quiz also. For each and every service, we will also be having a quiz. And BigQuery. What is BigQuery? And architecture of the BigQuery, and limitations of the BigQuery. And BigQuery working. How do we create a tables in the BigQuery? Table creations. Working with arrays, so very much important, guys. Some people does not know how to work with arrays in the Google Cloud platform. We are covering it. And nested and repeated fields, nothing but again arrays and struct and all of those things. And partitioning and clustering for optimizations, I told you optimization is very much important. Partitioning and clustering, and assignments for you, case study 1, case study 2, and views. Okay, you have normal view, materialized view, authorized views. All of these things also covered. So here we have assignments and case studies also. And Python, so as I told you, Python for data engineers. So chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4, 4 chapters we are covering. So data types, data structures, programming constructions, if else, for loops, while loops, exceptional handling, file input output operations, functions and classes we are covering. And how do we install the Python and how do we work with Jupyter, we are going to tell you. And Dataproc, I told you, introduction to the Hadoop, what is Hadoop and how people were working in the Hadoop. And what is Spark, what is the difference between the Apache Spark and Apache MapReduce. Spark, and what is Spark, what is Spark, the Spark ecosystem, Spark architecture, and everything. And what is Dataproc now? What is Dataproc and use cases, and how do we create a cluster in the single node on multi-node clusters, and how do we create a PySpark jobs. All the lab sessions are here, because when I say PySpark, you need to have a lab sessions and data sets also here. Okay, the sample data is here, the notebooks are here, and I have assignments here, case studies 1. So this case study is wonderful case study, people are putting it in the resume also. Assignments, assignment 2, assignment 3, end-to-end batch pipeline. End-to-end batch pipeline is created here. Okay, so that is data flow. What is data flow? How it is different from the data proc? Apache Beam, what is Apache Beam? And how do we work with Apache Beam in the data flow? Difference between the Apache Spark versus Apache Beam, data flow versus data proc, lab sessions. Again, the coding and the data set. Template method of creating the pipelines, end-to-end streaming pipeline. End-to-end streaming pipeline here, guys. So don't worry about it, everything, the code and everything already here only, guys. So you don't have to worry about it. I'm going to teach it, I'm going to upload the code here, you can go and practice it also. You can implement the same thing here. Okay, and PubSub, what is PubSub? what are the use cases of the PubSub, and how do we use the PubSub for the streaming data ingestion. So that is covered here in the data flow. PubSub topic is here. And Databricks. What is this Databricks? Why Databricks? Why Lakehouse and why Databricks? And the Databricks Lakehouse platform. Spark on Databricks DBFS, setting up the workspace, UC Metastore, Unity Catalog. What is this Unity Catalog and why it is required for us? And what are the clusters? What are the notebooks? And DB utilities commands, delta tables, dataset creation, structured streaming. Streaming also, autoloader also covered, medallion architecture, end-to-end workflow. So everything is here, guys. Everything is covered here. Okay, and after that, we will be having data fusion also. Data fusion, end-to-end pipeline in the data fusion. And cloud functions. What is cloud function? Cloud function 1 use case, cloud function 2 use case. And we have Terraform final topic, that is what is Terraform and all of those things. So whatever I have mentioned out here, Terraform and all of those things, installing Terraform registry, the architecture, everything is mentioned. Whatever I have mentioned in here, right? So all of those concepts are covered here. Okay, you might have seen. And additionally, go to the interview tab. You have an interview tab here. So you have a resume templates for those people who wanted to, sir, I do not know how to create the resume. I have here 10, 15 plus resume templates are here. These are the templates for those people who got the job. Okay, so those templates I have pasted. I mean, nothing but a resumes only. You can copy paste the resumes. You can just change the names and all. That's well and good. You can go for the interview. And when you go for an interview, some people struggle to tell what is an introduction in the interview. Some people struggle what is a project explanation, and architecture project 2 explanation. So everything is here. I told you guys, it's a full packed course that once you are attending the course, by the end of the course, you will be ready for the interview, you will be ready for the job also. So that's how the course is planned. Okay, interview introduction, project 1 explanation, project 1 architecture, project 2 explanation, project 2 architecture. The same thing you have to tell in the interview. Okay, so that is what. And data engineering theoretical questions, topic wise theoretical questions. These are the questions from the interviews itself. Don't think that I have copied from somewhere. The answers I might have copied from somewhere, but the questions are from the interviews directly. Don't take it light. So these questions, before you are going for an interview, you can. So SQL questions also I have pasted here from the interview. Python questions also, coding based questions also I have pasted it. This is a common question. What is the difference between the list and tuple? Okay, so I have pasted here. Certifications, those who are going for certifications. Associate Cloud Engineer certification or professional data engineering certification. So if you wanted to do it, you have the certifications and their DUMs also. And this is for the complementary that I will tell you later. So you have the resumes, interviews, data engineering questions, SQL questions, Python, and certification dumps. So that is what. So as I promised, we are going to cover all of these things. So we are covering the GCS, Bigtable, Cloud SQL, BigQuery, and Dataproc, Dataflow, Data Fusion, Airflow, Databricks, and PubSub and Cloud Functions and Terraform, Linux Basics, Python Crash Course, PySparks, and Apache Beam. Okay, so the course details. When it comes to the course details, the course will take 50 plus hours, guys. It will take 2.5 months. I forgot to mention it is. So earlier it is 2 months only. We made it 2.5 months now. It is taking 2.5 months. Okay, 2.5 months. Timings daily 1 hour, Monday to Friday. The same timings, guys, 7:30 to 8:30. The same time, 7:30 to 8:30. Okay, there isn't any difference in the time. The timeline is same, 7:30 to 8:30. Today we are taking a little bit more because today is a demo session. And delivery, online live sessions only. And video recordings are provided, comprehensive material. So for everyday session, once we have covered it, though people will be, the admin will upload the video recording also for the same session. You can watch it. And I am providing you the comprehensive material. Just now I have shown you. Assignments is there, real-time projects and case studies are there, interview questions are there, certification dumps are there, resume assistance is also there. Okay, everything is provided. Only the prerequisite for this course is SQL, guys. I'm expecting you to come with the basics of the SQL. This is an expectation from the course that you need to have a basics of the SQL. So this is what is expectation from you. And target audience, whoever you are, whether you are from the IT or non-IT, or whether you are coming from software development ETL background, whether you are from anywhere, those who wanted to become a data engineer, sir, I would like to be in the aspire, I mean, I would like to be in the trending technology, that is GCP data engineering, sir. I would like to get the job easily compared to the Azure and AWS, sir. In this is a course for you guys. I can say that. Okay, those who are planning for the AS and PDE also can attend this course. Okay, so this is what it is, guys. Okay, so this is it for the course demo. As I planned, we have completed all the 4 topics. Now I want you guys to raise your hand, so that if anyone have any question on the course content wise, or the topics wise, or any of the questions, if you have, please, please, I would ask you to raise your hand if you have any questions. You tell me. And yeah, one of the common question for you, I would like to tell you guys. 2 common questions I would like to tell you. One is, why GCP, sir, when we have Azure and AWS, right? So that is one question I will tell you. And the second question also, how much experience, that we can able to put in the resume, so that we can easily get the interviews and crack the interviews. 2 months, 2 things. Why GCP? I will tell you. Very simple, guys. And we already know that AWS and Azure is there from the last decade, right? So from the last 6 to 7 years, AWS is Azure is there. So because when it is already there, the market is there. I know that AWS and Azure is in the market from the last 7 years, but like you, people might have learned the course. People might have learned the course and they are working already. Like you, now today you are attending the GCP, but like you, if you are attending for the same for the demo session AWS and Azure today, so if you are learning, and already people are already got the job. Okay, so professional. Okay, some people might have attended this course like 3 to 4 years before, and if you are again going for the AWS and Azure, you getting the job with competing with these people is very hard, because when the market is saturated, plenty of professionals are already there. If you learn now, because they learn the course like 3 to 4 years before, but now you are learning the AWS and Azure. If you are planning to learn AWS and Azure now, when you go for an interview, when you go for an interview, in the interview you will be seeing these people only. You are seeing these professionals, because they wanted to get a good hike, so they wanted to switch the job, right? They wanted to switch the job. Okay, and when they wanted to switch the job, you are competing with them. You are competing with these professionals who is having a 3 to 4 years of experience in the same domain, AWS and Azure. Competing with them and getting the job is very, very difficult, I would say. Okay, very, very difficult, guys. Those who wanted to enter into the data engineering world, if you are going for AWS and Azure, that's where the problem is. Because if you can go and learn it, there is no problem. But if your agenda is to get the job, if your agenda is to get the job, it is difficult for you. It is difficult for you. And those people actually attended my course and they got the job. Sir, we have wasted almost 3 months learning the Azure data engineer, AWS data engineer, sir, but we couldn't able to crack it. Whenever I go for an interview, they say some other professional data engineer are already there who is having 3 to 4 years of work experience. They have learned like me only, sir, but they learned 3 years before, sir. So that they have told me. So getting the job is very difficult, because it is already market is there. Market is there, and market is also saturating, and market is also, you have opportunities, but those opportunities are for the already professionals. They are cracking it easily. But GCP is not like that. GCP is not like that, because GCP is new. It is available only in the last 3 years. So if someone says I have 3+ years of experience in the GCP data engineer, don't trust them. Okay, don't trust them, because GCP itself, it is available in India from last 3 years. Okay, so that's the reason. 3 to 4 years hardly. Okay, don't trust them if they are having the 3 to 4, I mean, if they are having more than 4 years of experience. So that is the reason. If you are learning something, okay, if you are learning something, whom you are competing with, can you guys tell me whom you are competing with? Who are your competitors here? Here we have almost 40%. These are your competitors. Like you, someone is learning the course, they are the competitors to you. There are no skilled professionals in the GCP data engineers. You do not have a skilled professionals in the GCP data engineers. Okay, like you, they are learning. Okay, so here we have like 30 plus 40 plus members are in the same live session. So they are the competitors to you. You are not competing with the professionals because they are not available for the GCP. So getting the job is very easy. So that's the reason in the last 8 months 96% got the job, guys. This is my record. This is the number that I know. I'm not sure, some people might have got and they did not inform me, but this is the number I know, that is 96. Okay, 96 is the number, guys. Okay, so this is how getting the job with a GCP is comparatively very easy. Getting into the AWS and Azure, people learn the AWS and Azure, and they again come to my sessions for the GCP, and they are starting learning GCP again. So that is what happening. Okay, so that is. And how much experience we can put it, guys? I would say, for example, you have a 3 years of experience. You put 2 years as a GCP. If you have 5 years of experience, you put 2.5 years as a GCP. If you have 7 years of experience, put 3 years as GCP. If you have 10 plus years of experience, put 4 years as a GCP. This is what I want you guys to do. So, sir, I have a 3 years of IT experience. Put last 2 years as a GCP and prepare the resume. Sir, I have 5 plus years of experience. Put last 2.5 years as a GCP and prepare resume. 7 years, put 3.3 years as a and prepare the resume. 10 years, put a 4 years of experience and prepare the resume. So this is what you have to do. And the amount of knowledge, that whatever the experience that you are putting, I'm going to cover. Don't worry about that. That's on me. Okay, you can leave it that to me. So I am going to day by day ingest some knowledge into you, so that you're going to learn each and every topic in a very very simple and detailed way, so that with an examples, lab sessions and implementations and assignments, so that you can easily learn it and you can justify this experience in the interview. You can justify this experience in the interview. I am gonna say that. But having said that, you have to put every day 1 hour. You have to put your effort. What is that effort required from you? Every day 1 hour live session you have to attend. This is for the live session. At least 20 to 30 minutes every day you have to practice. This is for the practice. So every day if you have 1 hour, 1.5 hour, sir, I have every day 1.5 hour idle time. Sir, I would like to use it for my hike, or I would like to get a good opportunity. So use this one, guys. This is an expectation from you. You have to put your effort attending the live session every day. I don't suggest you to go for the recording sessions also. If it is a very 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 emergency only, don't attend the, I mean, so you have to attend the live session. If it is very very emergency for you, then only you go for the recording session. Okay, until and unless you attend the live session only, that is what. And if you have any question also during the sessions, you can ask always the questions. Okay, whenever you have a doubt or anything, you can ask it. And this is for the practice session. If you put 2, and within 2.5 months, by the 3 months, I'm going to tell you, you are ready for the interview and you are ready for the job working also. Work comfortably. Don't worry about anything, guys. People are comfortably working who are coming from the production backgrounds, mechanical background, pharmaceutical backgrounds, different MBAs also they came to it. Even one of the machine learning data engineer, machine learning also came, and they are learning these courses, because data engineering is a foundation. Data engineering will be there in the last. Data engineering was there in the 10 years before, 30 years before. Data engineering will be there after 30 years also. So you don't have to worry about the security. For sure, data engineering is the foundation. For sure, you will be having the opportunities. Okay, so this is what. Yes, if anyone have any questions on top of this one, you guys can tell me. I am going to tell you the answers. Please raise your hand if anyone have any questions. Don't ask it directly. We have multiple people here. I would like to give you answer to the each and every question. So please raise your hand and I'm gonna go with you. Yes, Surendra. Yes, Surendra, you have any question?
Yeah, Sheikh, good morning.
Good morning, Surendra.
I have already
Yes, please.
certified AC and CDL in GCP.
Okay. Okay.
I started my career in GCP only.
Okay.
This month I have completed only 2 years in GCP.
Okay.
How can I do that interview calls and all?
So that's covered in the sessions. Okay, so how do we prepare for the interview? How do we do it? That's a part of the, okay, that's a part of the course. Okay,
Yeah,
so
calls and
so
all
if
it's
you are already,
GP.
yeah, see here, guys. One of the guys here who is having certifications in the GCP, and he is working in the GCP data engineer from the last 2 years. He is already there in the last 2 years, right? To 1.5 or 2 years.
Yes.
So he wanted to, you know, crack the interviews, because when you started on some course and when you are started on the job, you may be having some difficulties understanding the fundamentals. So this course is gives you the fundamentals first thing, so that you can able to understand. And one of the good thing that Surendra has told us is that he has getting the calls. That's the best thing, right? So getting the calls is very much important. So leave about it, I have 100% of the knowledge on the one topic, but if you don't get call, you can't get the job. So one of the guys telling is that, 1 minute, guys. One of the guys telling is that he wanted to crack the interview. So for cracking the interviews, you get the fundamentals from this course, and I'm giving you the interview kit, right? I'm giving you the interview kit. So without the fundamentals, without the basics of the courses, you are going to get perfect with the course. Then going for an interview and cracking the interview is very simple. Okay, so that is very simple, Surendra. You can follow it.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm providing you all of these things. Yeah. Yes. So I see one more, Suraj Kumar. Yes, please, Suraj Kumar. Yeah. Yes. No, no, it's not completely different. I will tell you. So you wanted to see the difference between the A and ML and data engineering, right? So this is what it is, guys. Those who are having good expertise on the data engineering. So, for example, sir, I have 4 years of experience into the data engineering. Sir, can I go for the ML? Yes, that is what is the path. Okay, that is what is the path. Okay, sir, I have 4 plus 5 plus years of experience. Now that, sir, I'm okay, I would like to enter into the some other I would like to enter into the ML, because most of the ML activities, most of the knowledge that for the ML you are learning in the data engineering. Okay, ML machine learning, you are going to work with the data only, and you have to create the pipelines also there only. So everything you have to do it in the ML also. So almost 50% of the knowledge that you have might have learned in the data engineering. Okay, that is same. So it's a foundation again. So those who wanted to go for machine learning and AI side, again attend the data engineering only. Okay, don't directly go and attend the machine learning courses, guys. People do the mistakes. These type of mistakes people do it. So they directly go and attend the machine learning and AI courses, and what they think is that they cannot be able to uh, you know complete the course within a year, because the machine learning and AI course will take at least 1 year, because they have to cover all the data engineering. We are covering the data engineering 3 months. They have to cover the 3 months again. They have to cover the other business intelligence. They have to cover mathematics also. So for sure it will take. So the best thing is that get the job in the data engineering and the move to the machine learning. So that's easy. Okay. Yeah. Yes, Balakrishna. Balakrishna.
Uh, yeah,
Yes.
I have one query. I have
Yes, please.
almost 10 year of experience in the data field, and
Okay. 10 years of experience.
uh, and
Okay.
uh, I have worked on GCP as well, GCP Hadoop 5.
Okay.
It's like
Okay.
supporting role.
Okay.
Just
You're working as a
in
support.
so
Okay.
in this, there are data is there, right? Like SQL or on premises, like Avro file, Parquet file. So when you are moving into the GCS bucket, is that
Okay.
any framework used or any
We will
code?
be using us, of course. We will be using those frameworks. So those technical aspects, it's not the time for the technical aspects. For sure, we are going to use the generalized idea. How do we have to plan storing the data, and that comes under data storage and management. And how do we access control? All of those things come into the picture. But I would say it's a bigger topic, I would say. So upcoming sessions we are going to cover for sure.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, that topic will cover, right?
Of
Because
course.
I am getting daily 10 to 15 calls. Okay, but
Of course.
they are asking like how a parquet file, like the on-premises data is there, right? How the data moved into the GCS bucket. So that is
Yes,
what,
I got you.
guys.
I'll show you. Those things for sure we are going to cover. Okay, those are the real-time things that are required. So this guy is asking how do we store the data in the Google Cloud storage, and he was working in a supporting role. He is now appearing for an interview for the GCP. Is getting the calls, but he couldn't able to answer in the interview properly. So for sure, how do we store the data as a Parquet in the GCS? How do we partition it? How do we properly manage it, access control it, security, protection, everything covers. Okay, I can promise you on that.
Yeah, thank
Yeah.
you.
Yes. So the next question goes to um, yes, I see Bhargav. Bhargav, okay. Yes, Bhargav, tell me. Okay, okay, okay. GCP, I would say. So to get the job easily, GCP is the thing nowadays. You get a plenty of calls. This, see, for sure, it's not just GCP you are doing. You are not just go and develop something in the GCP. Your agenda is to become a data engineer. Okay. So GCP is one of the platform. Tomorrow I put you in some other platform, you can able to work as a data engineer. Okay. So, but why GCP data engineer? Because there is a plenty of calls, getting the job becomes easy. So that's the reason today GCP data engineer. Okay. You can go and learn AWS, but the problem is that you cannot be able to get the job easily there. Okay. But the only thing is GCP data engineer getting the job is very easy. Yeah. Because plenty of the calls are there. So I tell you almost for 1 month you get 20 plus calls. In a 1 month you get 20 plus calls. See, at least if you are not able to crack 19 calls also, at least one you will be able to crack. So that's where it will land you on the job. So that's the idea, guys. Yeah. Yes. And I see, yes, Yugender, please tell me. Yes, Yugender, yeah. Okay. 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 For you. Correct. You don't worry about that. I'll tell you. Yeah, yeah. Yes, yes, I'll tell you because I'm a senior data engineer. I'm a solution architect at company as well. Even we have 15 years of experience also, guys. We have those people who have joined in a previous session, 15 years of experience. So for those people who are having 10 years of less experience, either you can go as a architect positions. I would suggest you to go as a nothing but architect is nothing but a technical manager role. You can go for technical manager. This is one of the safe role so that you can work easily and your job is secured. Don't go for managerial or business positions. Those are not in the safe mode. If something goes wrong, some layoffs are happening, for sure they are the ones first removed from the company. So always go for the tech roles. And for you, for 10 years of experience, guys, these roles are very much important for you. I mean, you can crack these roles, or you can go for lead also. That's also when people go for lead or architect or tech managers. So these are the roles for you. Okay. Yeah. Yes. Correct. 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 Yeah, 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 for sure. Yes. No, 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 for sure. You will be having the moment you put in the resume and you say that 10 years of experience, you get a call and we have a lead position available in our company. Are you okay for that? And you have this skill set, they will say. During this skill set, you tell, I worked on this one, this one, this one, I worked on this many projects and also. So that's for sure it will be there. I'll show you. So lead Naukri, right? So I go to the Naukri, use precise location. So you can go to Naukri, right? Yeah. Okay, I can't search it without do you? Okay, here it is, right? So GCP data engineer. You search with GCP data engineer only, okay? and you will be having. So okay, sorry, something I might have searched with GCP data engineer. Yeah, why it is this many times asking? Okay, you search with GCP data engineer, GCP data engineer. You go and look here, 6 to 11 years of experience. Yes or no? Okay, so that's how 4 to 8 years of experience. And so these are all GCP data engineer, senior GCP data engineer, and you will go and check it out somewhere. You will be having lead data engineers also. So you will be finding all of those things. Maybe I am not able to see it here. For sure, it will be having here also. Okay, so lead data engineer also you can search with. Okay, lead GCP data engineer, so that you will be able to see the roles. Okay, lead data engineer on platform GCP. Okay, so lead GCP data engineer. So you will be having all of those things. The way you have to search it is different. See, tech lead. Okay, so you'll be having it 10 years, 15 years also you'll be having it. That's not a problem at all. Okay. Okay, yeah. So one more is for those GCP data engineers, you will be having plenty of opportunities, guys. Okay, because GCP data engineers means in one team you will be having 6 to 7 GCP data engineers. Only one data architect or lead engineer will be there, right? So that's how. So you can see here, guys. So all the things. See, if I look at a Google Cloud, Hadoop, Kafka, Spark, Dataproc, Dataflow, SQL, again Terraform, data pipelines, here BigQuery, and you have ETL, SQL, shell scripting. We are covering RDBMS, Google Cloud. Everything is covered here. So all of these, cloud storage, Python, BigQuery. So these are all the concepts that we are covering. So we are not aiming for one specific company. We are aiming for all the companies so that at least we get the job. See, for 5 years only, their starting package is 22.5, 25. The packages are very good, I would say. Ye- Okay. Yes. Yeah, please. Yeah, please. Okay. Correct. Correct. Lead positions. Yeah. Correct. 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 That's what. That's what. See here, our course is what? I got your point. I got your point. So what we are covering, you tell me. What we are covering? We are learning the data engineering only here, isn't it? We are learning the basics of the data engineering. We are learning the implementations. We are learning the projects. And once you learn the multiple projects, why do you can't manage something? Right, isn't it? So we are not just, I'm not teaching you the management activities here. I'm teaching you the data engineering. So if you might have worked in the last 3 years or last 4 years as a data engineer, how much of experience as a developer, you get the knowledge in this course, right? So that you can easily manage a team, lead a team, right? Isn't it? Of course. Correct, right? So that's what, yeah. Hmm. See. Most correct. Correct. Got, got your point. Got your point. See, any job, whether you are having a data engineering experience only, sir, GCP, and tomorrow I am going to join one company, first 10 days there will be a struggle. Whether you are in the same role for the same job you are going also, some 10 days you will struggle. Yes or no? You are coming, yeah, for you are coming from some other background also, and you are learning some data engineering course and you're joining one company, this 10 days becomes one more month, 30 days. That's it. The struggle will be there little bit to 30 days. But the thing is there, once you got settled in 1 month, you will be able to work. Whether because the main agenda is that the course gives you the fundamentals. I'll tell you one more thing. This data engineer who is having work experience, this data engineer who learn the course, if they both go for the interview, this guy not able to crack the interview because these fundamentals will not be there because he is worked on as project specific things, but this guy worked on many things, can able to have easily crack the interviews, can able to come up with a very good architectural planning so that this tool can be used for this particular requirement, this tool. So such a kind of a mindset will be built when you are attending a end to end course. Okay, so that's how. Yeah. Yes, please. Okay. Okay. So see, we will be having a final session. Okay, we will be having a final session. In the final session, how do we guys have to prepare our resume? How do we have to prepare the interview? How do we have to crack the interviews? Even I, sir, how can I crack multiple interviews for the jobs also? I will be covering in the final session. Okay, so that's where you get a very good knowledge on, sir, how this course I can take it to the outside and get the job. And I don't want it to see my students. There is one of the person who got 5 offer letters also from the same course. So agenda is not to get the one job. See, if you get one job, sir, this guy is 3 years experience. If he get the job, his package was 5 to 6 lakh only. He got 11. That's he was not happy with that, and he attended one more round. He got 14 LPA, and one more he got 18 LPA, and the fourth offer letter he got is 21. From all the way from the 5 to 21, now with a 3.5 to 3.6 years of experience, now he's working with 21. So cracking the multiple interviews is the thing that I'm planning, guys, in this course. I don't want you guys to crack one interview. If you're cracking one interview, your package will be having a limitation. But when you crack multiple interviews, you can play with the HR also. So this course gives you the play, because you might have seen so far, sir, I couldn't able to get the call also, I couldn't able to get the offer also. But this course gives you get 20 plus calls in a 1 month. That is one thing. And once you crack multiple offers, you can reject it. You have an opportunity to reject here. Okay, because when you are going for other roles, right, you don't get rejection. Whatever the role you get it, whatever the offer you get it, you have to accept it. But this gives you, because when you have a calls, that's what happens here. Okay, so that is, yeah, yeah. Thank you, guys. And I see, yes, Ganesh, right? There is Ganesh, I think we have. Yes, Ganesh. Okay, Ganesh, just tell me. 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute. Naveen, 1 minute, please. Yes, Ganesh. So the deployments are, we are going to create CI/CD. I think I might not have told you. Okay, okay. I have not told you the composer here. I think that's the reason that was missed here. Okay, Airflow. If you go here, implementing a CI/CD. Okay, we are implementing a CI/CD because we are not going to create the CI/CD in the company, but I want you guys to know what is CI/CD and how DevOps engineer creates a CI/CD and how the data engineers are utilizing those CI/CD. So this is how what we call as a deployments in the dev environment or non-production or production environment. So that flavor we are going to cover here. End-to-end CI/CD we are covering here. Okay. Yeah. Correct. Correct. That's what. So you see here in the workflow. So I have, sir, BigQuery jobs. Sir, I have here data proc jobs. I have here level. So in the data proc, you learn about the data proc jobs. In the data flow, you learn about the data flow jobs. In BigQuery, you learn about SQL jobs. And how do you orchestrate them? How do you create a CI/CD them? So that is what it is here using the workflow orchestration tool. Okay. Of course. See here, data proc end-to-end batch pipeline, data flow end-to-end streaming pipeline, data bricks. I forgot to show you, guys. So data bricks, Unity catalog. You see here, guys, medallion architecture and end-to-end workflow we are creating here. This is a topic that I was teaching. Structured streaming, auto loader for incremental. So everything is covered. You don't have to worry about the topics. Yeah, correct. It will be completed. It will be completed. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Okay, I see no questions, no hands raised. I see if anyone have any questions. Yes, Naveen. Yes, please. Yes, Naveen. Yes, correct, 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 correct. Uh, yeah, okay, correct. I'll tell you. Okay, yeah, sure. So I'll tell you. See here, whatever the tools that we are learning, whatever the concept that we are learning, so that concept we need to crack the interview. That concept you need to work in the company, because you get a job, right? You have to comfortably work. That much amount of knowledge we are going to cover in this course, so you can easily crack the interview with the basics and with the fundamentals properly, so that you get a clear cut idea of what you have to tell in the answer, what you have to tell in the interview as an answer. And when you go and work in the company, and how do you have to work, and what amount of knowledge you require it, for example when it comes to the projects or when it comes to the assignments, so such things we are practically implementing many things. We are giving the assignments, we are taking the case studies, we are doing the use cases, so that you can comfortably work. I don't say you can comfortably work from the first day onwards, but I would say for you will struggle like 15 to 20 days. That is happening in every job. After that you can comfortably work. Okay, those people who does not know SQL also, those who do not know what is data engineering also, they got the job from this course. They are now working. They're little bit struggled, but they are now working comfortably. Okay, that confidence I can give you. But for the cracking and getting the job, all of these things are covered in the interview. The level, that amount of knowledge required for you to crack and job is covered here for 3 to 4 years of experience, guys. Okay. Yeah. Yes. The roles and responsibilities includes the same thing. So data, you are going to work on data engine ingestion. So how do you work on data ingestion? What tool you will use? Data processing. How do you data processing? Which tool you have to work? Data analysis, data visualizations. We don't use visualizing the data, data transformations, and creating the data pipelines. And these are all comes under the roles and responsibilities. Okay. So all of these things are there. Yeah. Yes, please. Okay, I think here we have, yes, Suresh. You have any question, Suresh? Yes, good morning, Suresh. Of course. You didn't say it. Of course, we are covering. Without Spark, you don't become a data engineer, okay? Mhm. You attend the course, you yourself practice it, you yourself after tell me after 2.5 months, sir, would I be able to crack the interview? Would I be able to work in the company or not? You tell me, okay, after the 2.5 months, because already so there's that proof for those people who got the job already. 96% got the job already, so that's a proof. And it's not that you are going to work on each and every activity. Okay, so we are going to work on a specific activity. So Spark also, some of the things are degraded, people are not using it. So we are going to work on the things that are very much important when it comes to the batch pipelines or streaming pipelines. How do we have to tackle it? So the thing is that you need to know the tackling it. So implementation, anyone can write the code. Writing the code is not much important, right? So if I give you a code to write it for getting a prime number, okay, I don't have to tell you how do we write the code for the prime number, but I would like to tell you the logic for it. Okay, if I tell you the logic is that, so the prime number which is divisible by itself and it is not divisible by any other things. Okay, so if I tell you that logic, would you not be able to create the code if I tell you the basics of fundamentals of Python? Of course, right? That's the idea. That's the idea of the course. Okay, so that's we take one of the pipeline and we cover it all the aspects of it. That's where it makes it perfect for you. I don't want it to, take one simple concept and make it drag it for some hours, and I don't want it to do that. I would like to take a concept and I will give you the logic, and that logic I would like to use it in the pipeline so that you guys get appreciate that particular effort. Okay. Yeah. Yes. Okay. That we will see. I'll show you. I'll show you. I maybe final at the end of the session. How do you have to tackle? So most of the people are having this issue, guys, right? Sir, I have a 3 months notice period, but how can I tackle it? So I'll tell you. Even my thing. You take my thing. I was working in Accenture. I has a 3 months notice period. I can't even just reduce one day also, right? But I still able to crack 4 offer letters at that point of time. Okay, so I'll tell you that. So I'll tell you how do we do that maybe in our final session. Okay. Yeah. Correct. Correct. No. No, no, no. I'll tell you. See, the thing is that scenario-based questions comes from the implementation. We do the implementations. Okay, we do the implementations from there only. You have to answer it. Okay, so it's like this. I give you banana, but you should know how do we open that layers and you have to eat it. Okay, so I am giving you the banana. You have to do that on your own. The knowledge I'll give you that, so you should open it like this and you should eat it. Okay, the same way we are going to implement multiple things here. You are going to see the challenges. You are going to see how do we, whenever we get an error, how do we fix it, and whenever we have a problems, how do we fix those problems. And one more thing is that what are the optimizations. These are all the scenario based questions only, but they ask in a different way, and how do you have to answer it. And if some questions are I do know the answer, but I do not know the perfect answer, but how do we have to tackle that. Sir, I do not know the answer, but how do I have to formally say it. All of those things I'm going to cover for sure in the final interview. But the answers for these are all of the things that we are going to do the implementations batch end to end. We have the plenty of lab sessions. We struggle a lot here and we create a pipeline. So that's where the scenario based questions comes into the picture. Because for me also, if I say, sir, one more scenario based question they are asking tomorrow in the interview. Okay, so I do not know that what is a scenario based question, but my way of teaching you is that I'll teach in each and everything, and that could be a one of the question, but I may not be able to tell you that this is a question they may ask, but they are going to ask it, but it is already covered in the course, so you can be able to answer it. That's the idea here. Okay. Yeah. Batch pipelines. We will be focusing on creating the pipelines. I'll show you how we can able to create the CI/CD also. I'm not sure the CI/CD pipelines. We are not going to work on it full-fledgedly in the company, but end-to-end batch pipelines, end-to-end streaming pipelines. How do we create it? How do we manage it? I will cover you for sure. CI/CD pipelines, I will give you a touch, but how much amount of a knowledge on this one you are going to get it, I'm not sure, because this is a job of DevOps engineers. Okay, but I will show you how DevOps engineers also create the pipelines here. Okay, this is a touch base so that you guys can see in the company they are working as a CI/CD. Okay. Not required. You say that I have worked as a data engineer. I couldn't able to. Oh, I didn't get a chance to work on that area. Okay. Yeah. Yes. Okay. So any other questions? Anyone? Hema, you have any question? Okay, 1 minute, guys. I see plenty of the people having questions in the chat. I'll go to the chat and I will try to look at it. Sir, we are covering data engineers part, not data governance and monitoring, right? Or can you explain the data governance tools also? So this is a part, guys. Data governance actually comes under data catalog, one of the tool, data catalog. So that is actually covered in the BigQuery. I'll show you. Okay, data catalog, masking it, and hashing it out, all of those things I'll be showing you. But it's not full-fledgedly, but one of the tool that is there, get data catalog. And data governance tool, unity catalog, I told you we are covering it in the Databricks. Unity catalog itself, it is data governance tool. Okay, see here, centralized data governance solution, you have it here. We are covering that. Okay. Yes. And so, sir, I have one query. I think, yeah, it is, yes, covered. So, sir, I have experience, knowledge experience. The data engineering course with the cloud will be easy to learn, has more skills. No, no, guys, don't have to worry about it. If you know the GCP, I'm telling you, I know how you guys have to crack it. I'll tell you all the things. Okay. Yes, Ajas, you have any question? Ajas Muhammad. Sir, fees will be the fee will be explained, and you can connect with an admin for the registration of the course and fee and everything, guys. Okay, please connect with an admin. He will teach you how to. While you are registering for the course, I would tell you guys, while you are you can start doing the registration from today onwards. While you are registering for the course, I want you guys to tell you, because some people from the previous sessions face a lot of issues. while you are registering, that means while you are pay money for the course. So while you are paying money for the course, always ask for them for the recordings. Please provide me the access to the recordings. This is one thing. Okay. And next thing is Zoom link every day for joining the live session. And third thing, material access. Okay, so these three things you have to ask them. The moment you are paying the moment you are paying for the fee, you ask for these three things. You get an access to the recordings and the Zoom sessions and material access. These three things, try to get it from the admin itself. Okay, or if you are my student, you can also connect with me and you can also ask me. Is it possible to share how much time it is going to take for each concept? Yes. So that I'll show you guys later, maybe in the tomorrow session. I tell you, because it's already 9:30. I'm sure. Okay, 7:30 to 9:30, it's too much. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I'll show you. I think it is there somewhere here, but maybe I think if I have to show you somewhere, yeah. See, look at here. So 7 hours for the basics and Linux 1 hour, Python crash course 6 to 7 hours. It's there, guys. I'll show you tomorrow. Okay, yeah. Let's not worry about it. So some people have some questions. How much salary we can expect for 3 years experience? It depends on your current experience, guys. Don't ask me that question. Okay, if your package is 5 lakh LPA for 3 years experience or 7 lakh LPA, you can easily go up to 70%. Easily go up to 70%. If your package is very low, sir, my package is 5 LPA, you can go up to 10 also, 100% also you can go. If your package is 8 LPA, you can go up to 60 to 70%. If your package is already 20, you can go up to 30 to 40%, 50%. So such that it depends on your current package. Okay, the package and bandwidth that you are in. Yes, sir. But I have a gap of 6 years. How do I proceed? Work done, ETL tools. What position I can apply? Can I get? Oh, okay. So Hema, so if you are having 17 years of experience, but you have a 6 years of gap, so you now, I think you might have known with your experience how to fill the gap, right? So how to fill the gap of that 6 years? You try to focus on filling the gap and attend this course and get the calls, and you try to manage it as a lead position. You go for as a lead position. So that is what you have to do. Okay, yeah. So you have to fill that 6 years of gap, maybe some documents or whatever it is, and after that you can able to go for this course and attend the interviews and crack it. So that's the thing, you have to do it. Yeah. Okay. uh yes, Venu, you have any question? Venu? Yes, Venu. Yes, of course, of course, of course. No, 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 not like that. No, not for the data engineers. Okay. So wherever you go, the data engineer, for sure, whatever the background, whatever the domain or whatever the field, whether it is banking or production or whether it is healthcare, whatever it is, we use the Spark and SQL and PySpark for sure. There isn't any difference. Okay. For sure, you have to use these things only. Okay. Correct. So that's we are not focusing on the domains here, guys. Okay, that's what I'm telling you. We're not focusing on the domain. Our main focusing on how do we process it, how do we tackle it. So the thing is that, so how do we remove the duplicates? That's one thing. Sir, I have a multiple things are with me. So for example, I have a structured data that is coming in. So I'm not worried about what kind of a data it is. Okay, I have not designed a pipeline like that. My main agenda is that. So how do we tackle that structured streaming? Okay, how do we process it, how do we clean it, prepare it and analyze it? And the same thing here goes, one of the complementary pipeline also, I am getting the data from some API, some ClickBudge API. So I'm processing it with using the Airflow cloud storage cloud function. So there are different data. I have not designed it for some domain separately because I don't want it to focus on domains. Instead, I am focusing on the tools, I am focusing on the service, I mean programming languages. Okay, how do we tackle it? Okay, that's the idea here. Yeah, yeah. No, it's not like that. So I see banking as well as healthcare and production, they have started using it. But nowadays I see for this optical also I work for optical, and for recently I have worked for Mahindra and Mahindra. So major projects on the GCP only. And so most of the projects, I don't say it, but mainly banking, production, and healthcare. Okay. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Okay, so I think this is it, guys. It's almost 2 hours. We started the session. I think we covered a lot of things. Yes, Suresh, you have any question, please? You can attend tomorrow also. Tomorrow is also demo session. Okay. Yeah, you can attend. You can attend tomorrow's also. Yeah, please. Yeah. So tomorrow and after tomorrow, free demo sessions only, guys. Please attend it. Three demo sessions are free. Don't have to pay anything. Okay. Three demo sessions are free. Today, one. Tomorrow, one. That is nothing but 25, 26, 27. Okay. So these are the three free demo sessions. Free. Okay, you can attend tomorrow also. You wanted to see my how I'm going to teach it, Sarah, whether I'm able to understand the trainer's way of teaching. If you wanted to see it, attend it tomorrow, and you can these are free only. Okay, so you don't have to pay anything. Yeah, after that we will be asking for the registrations. Okay. Yes. Okay, guys, thank you all, have a great day. Yes, Suraj. 1 minute, guys. I told you, always raise your hand. I'll ask your name. Okay. Yes, Suraj. 3 to 4 years. Yes. No, it's see, data engineering was. Uh, I mean, you can think like this. So people know about GCP from last 3 years, 4 years. Okay. Instead, me telling like GCP is there for from 3 years, 4 years, I would say that GCP data engineer is becoming known to everyone from the last 3 years or 4 years. Okay. Yeah, yeah, correct. No, 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 no. Oh, no, no, no. Don't think like that. Don't expect it to be that entire experience as a data engineer. It's a overall experience they are expecting from you. Okay. So 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, it's a overall experience. When you go for an interview, when you get a call, they ask you what is your overall experience. I say 5 years. What is your relevant experience on the GCP? I say 2.5 years. So that's how. Okay. Yeah. Yes, Vinay. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, I said I told you two sessions are going on parallel. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Zoom session. Yes, Vinay. Yes, yes. Thank you. Vinay, please. Is it? So, Vinay, you are asking something. I can't hear you. No, I told you right, guys. So you now know when you say you have a career gap, you now know how do you fill that gap. Okay, sir, I know how to fill the gap, whether it is 3 years or 5 years. If you know how to fill the gap, maybe taking some documents or whatever it is. And once you have the documents, sir, I should know the knowledge. You attend my course, go for the interview, and crack it, and good job. Okay, this is what. So for career gap, no one will take you if you have a gap, and so you have to fill it with something, and you fill it and you attend the course. Okay. If you have like 1 year, less than 1 year, you say that freelancer. And if you have more than 1 year, you say that you get the documents from some other things and you manage it. So that's how IT works. Yeah. Okay, so yeah. Okay, guys. I think this is it. Yeah. So someone is asking the shift timing. So 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. Sir, evening batch is there. Evening batch is also there, but that is in the middle, guys. So that is in the middle. Maybe after 1.5 month, the new batch will start. Yeah. Okay. Okay, I think it's a very good session. I think most of the people are interactive. I think It's a very lengthy session so far. Almost all the demo sessions, 2 more than 2 hours I have not taken. Hardly 1.5 hour I have taken, but it is more than 2 hours. Thank you guys for attending the session. Please attend tomorrow also. We have the demo session tomorrow as well. Okay. Yeah. Thank you guys. Have a great day. Bye bye. We will meet tomorrow at the same time. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.